People often think that they're going to be happy when they become wealthy, but this couldn't be further from the truth. When you get rich, you're not going to have any worries. You'll be able to spend your days as you please, go where you want, and do what you want to do, right? While these parts are true, they don't guarantee happiness. Let's take a look at exactly why that is. This is something most people never realize. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Those living in poverty often believe that being rich would solve their problems and make them happy. When you're constantly worried about paying bills and making ends meet, it's easy to see wealth as the ultimate solution. Imagining a life without financial stress, where you can buy what you want and live comfortably, seems like a dream come true. Society's glamorization of wealth reinforces this idea, equating money with success and happiness. While wealth can ease financial burdens, it doesn't guarantee lasting happiness or fulfillment. Have you ever noticed how excited you get when you buy something new, only to find that the thrill fades faster than you expected? This feeling is due to a concept called the hedonic treadmill. It's a bit like being on an actual treadmill, where no matter how fast you run, you still stay in the same place. The hedonic treadmill describes how our brains quickly adapt to new levels of happiness, which means that the joy from any new purchase or lifestyle change doesn't last as long as we think it will. For rich people, the hedonic treadmill can be especially challenging. When someone first becomes wealthy, they might feel a huge rush of happiness and freedom. They might buy a luxury car, move into a big house, or go on a lavish vacation, thinking these things will bring lasting happiness. And for a short time, they do feel incredibly satisfied, but the excitement from these new experiences starts to wear off as they become part of the new normal. Let's say you're a person who just bought a beautiful mansion. At first, living there might feel like a dream come true, but after a while, you get used to the place. The shiny countertops and the oversized garage, and the initial excitement fades. Suddenly, the mansion doesn't seem as special anymore, and you're left searching for the next thing to boost your happiness. Maybe it's buying an even bigger house or getting a second home in another country, and so the cycle continues. This constant cycle of seeking new experiences and items to recapture that initial feeling of happiness is what the hedonic treadmill is all about. It's not just limited to physical stuff, either. It can include career achievements, social status, and any other life goals. People who have become accustomed to a high standard of living tend to adapt quickly to their new lifestyles, and what was once considered a luxury becomes the new baseline. As a result, wealthy individuals often find themselves in a situation where they're continually trying to upgrade their lives. They aim for the next level of success, thinking it will bring them lasting happiness, but they soon find themselves wanting even more. The treadmill effect is so powerful that it often leads people to overlook the happiness they already have, making it difficult for them to feel genuinely satisfied with their wealth. The hedonic treadmill isn't just a catchy metaphor, it's rooted in actual psychological science. Studies have shown that humans have a baseline level of happiness that remains relatively stable over time. When we experience major life events like winning the lottery or losing a job, our happiness levels tend to return to this baseline shortly thereafter. This phenomenon is known as hedonic adaptation, and it plays a crucial role in why wealthy people struggle to maintain a feeling of satisfaction. One famous study conducted by researchers at Northwestern University and the University of Massachusetts found that lottery winners and paraplegics eventually return to their baseline happiness levels after the initial impact of their life-changing events. This might seem surprising, but it highlights how adaptable humans are. We're incredibly good at getting used to new situations, both good and bad. Unfortunately, this adaptability means that we also get used to the pleasures of wealth, making them less impactful over time. Additionally, the hedonic treadmill is fueled by a phenomenon called relative deprivation. This is the idea that people measure their happiness not in absolute terms, but relative to others around them. A wealthy person might feel content until they see a peer with even more wealth or a more luxurious lifestyle. This comparison makes them feel deprived despite their riches and pushes them to seek more wealth in an endless cycle of wanting and dissatisfaction. In life, we tend to be surrounded by people who are on a similar economic level, meaning our friends and acquaintances have comparable incomes, homes, and spending habits. When you experience financial growth, it initially feels rewarding, but soon you find yourself in the same relative position as before compared to those around you. For instance, if your income doubles, you might initially feel wealthy. However, Moving to a new neighborhood with residents who earn as much as you do may change that perception. These new neighbors may enjoy a higher standard of living, purchasing new cars for their kids, sending them to private schools, and frequenting upscale restaurants. Because your surroundings have risen with you, it feels like you're back to where you started. Your house might be bigger, but the sense of wealth quickly diminishes. This is measuring their success and happiness against the perceived success and happiness of those around them. A millionaire, for instance, might feel inadequate when comparing themselves to a billionaire, whose lifestyle and possessions dwarf their own. That millionaire might feel average when comparing themselves to their millionaire peers. As a result, the millionaire's sense of financial security and contentment diminishes, despite their relative wealth compared to the average person. This cycle of comparison creates a mindset where no amount of wealth feels sufficient. Pretty much no matter how high up you go, there's always someone else with more. As people accumulate wealth, their standards of living naturally increase. What once seemed luxurious quickly becomes commonplace, and new levels of extravagance become the norm. This progression is partly fueled by the availability of new products, services, and experiences tailored for the affluent. Take another example of buying a new car. Even an economical model can make you feel like you're on top of the world, but it doesn't take long for you to get used to it. Eventually, that same sense of happiness and satisfaction only returns when you purchase a new, more expensive luxury car. While the features and comfort might initially impress you, you soon become accustomed to the luxury as well. As a result, wealthy individuals often feel the need to maintain or exceed their current lifestyle to keep up with their social circles and meet their own expectations. The psychological cost of wealth itself contributes to the feeling of never being rich enough. Studies have shown that the pursuit and maintenance of wealth can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and fear of losing one's financial status. The responsibility of managing substantial assets, the pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle, and the fear of financial loss can overshadow the potential benefits of wealth, leaving individuals feeling trapped and dissatisfied. Sure, having money is better than being poor, but it doesn't come without its challenges. Additionally, the isolation that often accompanies wealth can exacerbate these feelings. Rich individuals might find it challenging to form genuine connections, as they might be wary of others' motives or feel alienated from those who don't share their financial status. This social disconnect can lead to loneliness and a lack of fulfillment, further diminishing the perceived advantages of wealth. You might know someone who doesn't have much money, lives in a beat-up house, and can't afford to eat out or travel, but they still seem like the happiest person you've ever met. Meanwhile, someone with all the material things you can imagine might seem miserable and unfulfilled. These two opposite situations really show how true this theory is. The fact that wealthy people often don't feel rich is a mix of different factors. The hedonic treadmill makes sure that the happiness from money doesn't last long, while comparing yourself to others and the constant rise in living standards keep people in a loop of never-ending dissatisfaction. In the end, chasing money as the ultimate goal can lead to an empty life, showing how important it is to find meaning and fulfillment beyond just material stuff. Money is just one piece to the puzzle of happiness. Understanding these factors and dealing with them can help people escape the trap of never feeling rich and help them appreciate what they really have.